listening to the Shite Talk podcast show. Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shite Talk podcast show. Mark and Ken.
What's the crack?
On episode 239 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Or so it would seem, would it, Ken?
What?
Well, I was just having a little glance through our Instagram, Shite Talk podcast show, at Shite Talk podcast show for Instagram, I think. And we missed a few episodes. Well, I don't know how many episodes we actually missed in the course of the lifetime of the show.
How have we missed episodes?
So every week I come on here and I say the number of the show. And then I probably just remember what the number of the show and I type it down when I'm making a poster and I release that. And then that gets saved to the file as that number as well. So I edited it. So it kind of sticks in my head. If I say it's 227 and then when I'm editing, I hear 227. So I'm going to save this as number 227. And that's really the only, and usually we go on and we check it. But like, according to Instagram, we don't have a 220th show. It goes 219, 221, and there's another anomaly there. So
was 220 not like supposed to be our important show?
Oh, wasn't it? Was it 220 or was it 221?
That I don't know.
It should have been our big show because we made a big deal about it. It was like I don't know. I can't remember what our big show was. No, 204 is a big show.
Oh, 204 is the big one. 204.
Yeah, because I had the 204 show. And yeah, then it goes all the way up to 7, 208, 209, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And yeah, when it gets to 19, Ken.
If you look at the dates, though, you're missing a week.
I'm missing a week. Oh,
yes,
so maybe I didn't do...
there's 2 weeks between 219 and 221.
So I might have just not put up a poster that week.
Yeah.
Which happens more and more frequently. Like, I think I posted a months ago episode there last week. More research. We are going to get to the bottom of this. 219. Oh, we do have a 220 show. All is right with the world. Because I was going to call next week's show the 220 show, the forgotten show of the podcast. But now I don't have to.
Yeah, now we're okay. We're grand.
Yeah. What was our next biggest number? Didn't we pick one when we said we're not ever doing this again because the amount of stress it caused to my life?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was. It
was something random.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't into it at all.
No.
I was up for it.
You were all to do it. But I was like, I don't know, like, what are some suggestions we were saying that we would do for our 204? Like, I think there was a talks of getting a celebrity guest on, like Michael D. Higgins was floated about.
Yeah, not seriously.
I did. Do you know what? I was like, well, if we go to the Orson Nuchtron and bring our equipment, maybe they'll feel pity on us and give us an little interview. And we can just do idiots of the week room. We were
going to do t-shirts.
Oh yeah, 204 t-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we even got a guy who'd make t-shirts for us, and he designed.
Yeah. We had a few designs.
Yeah, we actually went to the point where we had designs, and we were like, we're not going to do that. That's not needed. Yeah, so maybe for our next big show, if we ever do one, cause a lot of stress. We end up doing nothing. We actually, the thing what we did was like, we'll have no stories.
Yeah.
We'll come less prepared than we were most weeks for our show.
If that is possible.
It turns out it was. I must listen back to the 204 and see what it was like.
What's the little Instagram thing said was like?
I don't know. Oh, the little clips?
The little Like poster thing.
Oh, what we talked about? I think I just said we talked about random things.
204.
It says
We talk about the early days of the podcast, jiu-jitsu, and working too much. Maybe we should have got more stories for the show. Oh, and we got new music.
Oh yeah, that's the first time Greg did our music. Who does our music?
Yeah, and we met our friend.
We met our friend.
Yeah, our friend from our school bus driver friend.
Oh yeah, was that when we got an email? Yes. Yes. Do you have me on loudspeaker?
Do we have what?
Me on speaker. Can you get in kind of reverb? Can I have myself back?
What kind of speaker?
Loudspeaker.
A loudspeaker. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. No, just if you have me on loudspeaker, I can hear myself, and then that means everyone else can hear myself. Me twice. Comes back in reverb.
I always have you on loudspeaker.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. That time, I was getting reverb.
It's easier than.
Yeah, because you're probably looking at stories and do that.
Yeah, like it's easier than holding the phone for an hour.
Yeah, that's true. I always say to you, like, I don't know, get headphones. Headphones are your safe and grace there, man.
Headphones are the devil.
Why?
Just are.
They get little speakers, and usually the speakers are better quality than like the phone speakers.
But they're made by the devil.
By the devil. But you love the devil. You love metal music. It wasn't for
that's beside the point.
It's made by the devil's best friend, who I don't like. Bit of a dick.
Yeah. It's made by the other devil.
The bad devil.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't like music. Anyway, we're pissing off the Christians as we go on, so let's stop.
Only now?
Only now. Yeah, this is the first bad thing we said about them. So, like, what do we have coming up on the show today? You have some sad news about the death of an actor.
Yeah.
That, like, I think people, when they hear their name, probably won't really know too much. Like, but he's been in everything. If you've seen a gangster movie in the last 30 years, you've probably seen him in it.
Yeah.
Then we have some idiots of the week. A lot of crime again, or a little bit of crime this time. We did kind of a show last week where there was a lot of crime. Then we have some toilet stories and some pub stories in our idiots of the week. We have a fashion magazine that makes our idiots of the week. First time a fashion magazine has been called out as being an idiot. And then I have a story for Ken. So I came across the story and said, this is a nice story for Ken. This will make Ken feel good about himself.
I'm worried now because the last time you did a story about somebody, they got very upset about it.
What? I only do nice things for nice people.
Oh, so you said that he's not a nice person?
I say I only do nice stories for nice people. I actually can't think of who you're talking about.
You're doing a story about somebody's hat and jacket or something.
Cardigan.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a piece of advice right there. That's a scientific piece of advice. That, like, there's only certain places in Ireland that you can wear a cardigan and get away with it. And once you're outside Dublin, you're not in Dublin anymore now. Have you wear that pea cap and fucking cardigan here? Notions.
I love bringing this up every now and then.
Because it'll get back to him, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes me... Should really bring him on.
He wants to come on to defend his point.
Yeah, let him defend his cardigan.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I found out today he's not even from Dublin. Or he's from the very Wicklow side of Dublin.
The very Wicklow side of Dublin? You mean Wicklow?
Yeah, and not Bray. it's on the fence whether it's in Dublin or not. You know, because Dublin likes the land creep.
Yeah, Dublin likes to pretend that it's bigger than it is.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of pressure. Like, no, there's even people who are living in like Selbridge. They go County Dublin.
Yeah, but they're idiots.
So we'll get on with the show, and we're going to start off with your breaking news, because that's how you said it to me.
Yeah. So Ray Liotta died.
Ray Liotta was. What character did he play in Grand Theft Auto? Because I was one of the people.
You know Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah,
He's like the main guy.
he's Tommy.
He's Tommy.
All right, and was Tommy voiced by different people?
No, just Ray Liotta.
Oh, so he was basically in Grand Theft Auto since like it started or had Tommy.
Yeah, in Vice City. And Vice City Stories and
GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Yeah,
Tommy's not in GTA 5.
is he not?
No.
I thought he was.
He was in Call of Duty Black Ops as well.
Are you just reading off his bio now?
Yeah.
All right, and how did he die?
Don't know. Died in his sleep in the Dominican Republic. He was filming a movie.
Oh, what was a gangster movie?
More than likely.
He was. he got like kind of pigeonholed, and maybe he was happy being in that pigeonhole.
Well, I'd say so, because he was in fucking every gangster movie that's ever been made.
I guess if it's getting you consistent work, why change it? Look at Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood, played the same character for the last 50 years. Before that, he was a cowboy.
That's Clint Eastwood's whole career.
Yeah.
When he dies now, it'll be his little obituary. Will be played the same character for 50 years. And before that, he was a cowboy.
Yeah, he's been on for the 1920s. So some career. Yeah, he's like Clint is an interesting character, but I can't put face to name.
For who? Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
You definitely know him. Like he was.
Who do you play in Goodfellas?
He played Henry Hill in Goodfellas.
All right. So once again, I would probably know him to see that.
He was in Copland.
Definitely a porn party of that's out there somewhere called Cockland. If there's not, I'm disappointed with the porn industry.
Mark, are you making a branching out? Are you
branching out into porn parties of films? I think that's already a well-established industry, Ken.
You can call it shite parodies.
Sexy parodies. I don't think anyone's going to wank off to something called a shite parody.
You never know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Slippery when wet parties.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we'll think of my side business of porn parties of old films. What kind of things would you like? Monsters Wank Academy, or what kind of movies should I branch out into?
What, for your porn parody?
Yeah, I think Monsters Wank is it's pretty good. It's up there.
What, like Monsters Inc.?
Yeah, it's like Monsters Inc., but with wanking. Then we could have Jurassic Tits. So it's about us as old people having sex. I don't know how popular that is.
There'd be one guy who would watch that in a flash.
Then there is I don't know what I do with Bad Boys. Bad Boys could be a porn movie anyway.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to really change the title too much.
Naked Gun.
Yeah, once again, you can keep the title.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Keep her by the dozen. Black Hawk Down. What do they call that?
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. Black Hawk Down.
You have to make at least one of these now, Mark, by next week.
By next week, give me
Yeah.
a couple of singles and a lift of tala.
Lift the tank.
I can probably get it done by next week.
In Tala.
In all shot in tala.
Exclusively in the square.
Same rotating staff. Just can't let their toll officer find out about. So I think we covered the breaking news. Did you want to add that to that?
No, I think it's been cheapened enough.
This is why we don't do sentimental stories, Ken. Speaking of which, got a sentimental story for you.
Go on.
This is Ken's story. Like, I found this story, and I said, "This one's for Ken. I will do this one for Ken, and he feel good about himself." Because there's nothing I like more than making Ken feel good about himself. So, first of all, who's the more intelligent one between you and Aideen?
That's a tough one.
We'll do the political answer and say, well, we're both intelligent in different ways.
If we did the political answer, we'd probably say I do more stupid shit.
Yeah. So Aideen's the smarter one. And by the way, just for future reference, anyone asks you anything who's better at, and it's a recorded segment of anything, you always say your girlfriend. You always go, yeah, she's way smarter, better driver, kinder than I am.
Well, Mark, she knows now that you're lying every time you say that now.
Yeah, who cares? Probably still feels good to hear, even if you know it's a bunch of crap. So it's actually a good thing for your child as well that she's the more intelligent one. Because apparently kids inherit their intelligence from their mother's side rather than their father's side. Now, this is to do with XY chromosomes. So women have XX chromosomes, where men can have Y chromosome or XY chromosomes. And it's believed that the X chromosomes are the one that are responsible for intelligence, or something to do with intelligence. I don't know. So it's more likely that a child who will have their mother's X chromosome and their father's, if there's male, Y chromosome. So you'll more likely, and even if it's a girl, so your daughter, for instance, even if one of her chromosomes are your X chromosomes, the male X chromosome doesn't really inhibit that much. It doesn't work the same way for men as it does for women in terms of bringing intelligence. So basically, just men are stupid. No, it's not that men are stupid. Men invented everything great in the world. So men can get by with their XY chromosomes. It's just that there is just a sweeping statement there, and Mark just keeps going. Just that the reason why men invent so many great things isn't down to their fathers, it's down to their mothers. So that's what I'm saying. Well, name one great thing that was invented by a woman. And you're gonna have to give me a minute to Google this. Yeah, one great thing. We'll wait because it's a recorded show. I can edit it afterwards. You know one thing that you think it was a woman that invented it. But you ever see trucks that have forklifts attached to it?
Yeah.
That was invented by a woman.
Okay, right. I've got a few here for you.
Okay. Greatest things that are ever invented by women. Shite answers.
One of them, Mark, absolutely, like, your childhood was fucking... This was key to your childhood, one of these things that was invented by a woman.
Yeah, cool.
But we'll get to that one last, right? So the circular saw was invented by a woman.
Circular saw, useless invention.
Computer algorithms were invented by a woman.
All right, that's pretty important.
The dishwasher.
Yeah. Do you want to know interesting story about the dishwasher?
What?
So the dishwasher was invented by a French woman after her maids kept chipping Delph. So then she was like, "You're doing it wrong. I'll show you how to clean dishes." And she kept chipping Delph, so she invented it in a way so that you wouldn't chip any Delphs. But now people overload their dishwasher, which causes their Delphs to chip, defeating the purposes of the invention in the first place. That's my dishwasher fact.
Okay. I thought you were going to say woman is the dishwasher. But I'm glad
no. No sexism here.
So a woman invented the fire escape.
Okay. Because before that we didn't have doors.
The medical syringe.
Medical syringe, all right.
Windshield wipers.
Very important. Yeah.
Monopoly,
quite a game that breaks up a lot of families.
And the one, Mark, that was absolutely crucial for your childhood, the life raft.
The life raft was when, oh my God, what would my childhood would be like without the life raft? Jesus Christ. I'd only be dreaming of a wooden boat that's heading on my bed.
There's loads of stuff.
I was going to say everything else is invented by men, so well done. Go on.
The fold-out bed, car heaters, caller ID, something to do with space.
The women invented space.
Hang on, space. I don't know if I click into it. Space something. Where's the list gone now? Space station batteries.
All right. And men invented the tampon. A man invented the tampon.
Stem cells were discovered
created by women. Well, I guess they did create. Yeah.
The fiber used in Kevlar was created by a woman.
A lot of sewing.
Yes, there's lots of stuff.
So women invented some cool stuff, but all the great stuff, other than life raft. Men and wiper blades, pretty important, and dishwasher,
and car heaters.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we would have got there.
Medical syringes.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we would have got there as well. Like, I don't think we'd be like. I think so. If it wasn't for a woman, there's just things that were bound to be created. Like, if it was like, and that goes for men as well. Like some things are like, okay, you're the first. Like smartphones, I think we would have got smartphones, even if Apple didn't create the first one. But anyway, back to mothers having all the intelligent ones, but that can go two ways. Because if you're a complete tick, at least if you're a dad, you go, well, your mother's fault. So if you're like really dumb or have featured on Idiots of the Week, don't blame yourself. Blame your mother.
But what about then, like, siblings where one is like thick as shit?
I think some people just waste their parents. Maybe they just got all their dad's X chromosome and the really smart ones get their Y chromosome. I think generally it's where you come out in the family. They always say generally the oldest is the smartest because they get the better genes, and then as you get older, obviously your genes get less grey. So yeah, it's just really the eldest in the family are usually the most intelligent, and then after that goes, I don't know, maybe it's a mixed bag, maybe it's descending in order.
Are you the baby, Mark?
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I'm not going to on air say which one I think of my parents are smarter or dumber. I think both of them are pretty thick at times.
You gotta say which of your siblings you think is smarter or
Oh
dumber.
no, we definitely know which one's the smarter sibling. My oldest sister is definitely the smarter sibling.
And who's the dumbest?
Who's the dumbest? That would probably be me. In fairness. I don't know. We're all smart in our own different ways. But if we were to all take an IQ test, I wouldn't be betting on myself. So it's probably a good thing that men don't have genes. Who's the smartest in your family? Would you paint yourself as the smartest?
Yeah, there's only me and my sister.
Yeah, so which one's smarter?
Definitely me.
Oh, definitely you. Are you the older one?
Yeah.
See, that's why. He's I was born first, that's why. I got all mum smarts. You got all dads. So there. You can put that out to her. Next time you're at family dinner.
Start a fucking row and then go home.
Yeah. You're like, and who do you think is smarter, your dad or your ma?
I don't know.
Yeah, so like I know like we all have traits of both our mom and dad in us. So yeah, like definitely like I would have pointed to certain traits that, like my eldest sister's quite like my dad in certain ways. Yeah. So and like, but that necessarily doesn't lead to intelligence. It's more mentality. I walk myself back out like calling one of my parents dumb and one of them smart. Yeah, but that's a good interesting question about like I think they say 60 to 40% of your intelligence is down to your parents, and the rest is up to yourself. So if you are, so basically, if you're dumb and your other siblings are smart, then you just wasted basically your mother's potential on you. Like you could have been like that, but you might have inherited some of your dad's like concentration skills or like temperament as well, which doesn't align with your mother's intelligence too well. Whereas maybe your siblings inherited other skills and the intelligence mix is better. I don't know. Genetics, I don't know anything about it. There's a guy who's studying biology slamming his head. Why am I listening to this shite? Yeah. So yeah, it is interesting the mix of different like siblings. And so
Yeah.
but generally, yeah, if you're dumb and your siblings are smart, you just waste your mother's potential. If you're all thick, right, your ma was probably a bit of a dope. Is what we're saying. And it's probably a future appearance on Idiots of the Week, which I think leads us nicely into.
That was a good segue.
Yeah, lovely segue. Segues are back. And so we have a few Idiots of the Week. We've one about a cafe. I'm going to go what I think is most interesting first.
Go on, what is it?
And I think it's the pub that is suing, or no, the Vogue, who are suing a pub in England.
Yeah, this seems a bit mental.
Yeah, so the name of the pub is called the Stars Inn at Vogue. And it's a pub in... I probably should have put, after I put the name of the pub, where the pub is. We'll move on. I'll come to it eventually. So the owner when he first got the letter, couldn't believe his eyes. Thought it was a bit of a wind up. Thought it was one of the regulars coming in and taking the piss, trying to wind him up. And then he actually realized that it was actually in fact like cease and desist letter. And apparently the fashion magazine thought because they had the word Vogue in the name of their pub that people might get mistaken between the magazine Vogue and the Stars Inn pub which is in either the west coast of England or Wales. So,
The west coast of England or Wales?
yeah, it's around there. So near the feet. So basically, they were so disturbed by the name of the pub that they sent a cease and desist letter and expecting a reply within a certain amount of days or to take further action. So the letter reads, our company is proprietor of Vogue, proprietor of Vogue, mark, and not only for its world famous magazine, first published in November 1916, which is an interesting day to start a magazine, but in respect of other goods and services offered by the public by our company.
I've just Googled it to find out where it is.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's in Cornwall.
Cornwall, that's it, yeah.
Right, but I found out something that
you're going to ruin the story. We'll get to that part of the story. Yeah, I came across this as well, Ken. Okay. So well, let's bring our listeners along here.
All right, let's bring our listeners along on this journey.
Yeah, exactly. This was meant to be a surprise for you. We are concerned that the name which you are using is going to cause problems because, as far as the general public concerned, the connection between our business and yours is likely to be inferred. Basically, so Vogue is a Cornish helmet. That's where the name Vogue comes from. It's a Cornish style helmet, and like Ken said, it's in Cornwall. I think Cornwall is in Wales. Is it in Wales? Cornwall, or is it in England? I don't want to offend Welsh people, and
England.
Is it in England? Okay,
yeah.
Same difference. Anyway, there are several streets that are named after this Cornish helmet called Vogue, including the pub, the street at which the pub stars in at Vogue is in, and it's also been a pub for 200 years, Ken.
Like what? Great research there done by Vogue the magazine.
Yeah, like somehow, they're obviously on their holidays in England, went to Cornwall and saying, "Holy shit, there's a pub named after Vogue," and there's companies in Ireland called Vogue.
Yeah, cigarette company.
Yeah. So clearly they're not googling enough businesses that are also using their world famous name, because also Madonna also used the name Vogue. And I'm not too sure if Madonna had to pay royalties to Vogue in order to use the word Vogue, which is a French word for fashion, I think, isn't it?
Not a clue.
Okay, so the owner did reply. He said, "Whilst I found your letter interesting, probably what's the B came from?
What's what?
I hear it sounded like a child going B."
I did not hear anything.
Okay. Maybe it'll come through in our audio. Interesting. On one hand, I also found it hilarious and funny. I presume your magazine based its name on the dictionary term being in fashion, which is uncapitalized, and is used in the Oxford English Dictionary. If a member of your staff had taken time to investigate, it would have discovered that our company stars is in a small village called Vogue, Saints Day, Cornwall. Yes, Vogue is the name of our village, which has been for hundreds of years, and in fact is a Cornish word, not English. And it basically goes on to say that, basically bringing the fact that Madonna has used the word Vogue because it basically can't be copyrighted. It's uncopyrightable, and that the whole thing of you sending a cease and desist letter for using a word that you didn't create and that's been in the public domain for hundreds of years and is actually the name of a helmet made in Cornwall is laughable. And the fact that their business is about 100 years older than Vogue's magazine. So yeah, like it's kind of like when I remember hearing Russell Brand got in trouble before for making like prank calls to people, and he did it to the Faulty Towers. You know, the person who played Manuel, and I think he had sex with his daughter or his niece or someone like that. He has a sexual relation, granddaughter, and basically he was ringing this actor and some person who was obviously a fan of Faulty Towers. Googled loads of stuff about some war that Spain had with Thing and how he was prosecuting some ancient feuds of England, and then Russ Band was like, he got all these facts about this war, but he didn't bother to Google the fact that the actor that played Manuel was English.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like the same thing happened here. They came and discovered this pub on the like west coast of England and found out it was using the name Vogue, but didn't bother to actually do any research to realise there's a street called Vogue in the area, that it's a Cornish word, or that fact that it says at Vogue, which would have been a dead giveaway that it's at a place called Vogue.
In fairness, they're French.
Yeah, well, I imagine they have a UK.
Don't ruin it, Mark. They're French.
They're French.
French.
Maybe they just don't like the English. This goes back years ago.
Yes, they're French.
In the Six Nations, when France bet England for England bet France for the Six Nations, and ever since that day, no other day in history, the French and England not get on. Nowhere, I think I learned this off QI, so I don't know if it's a fact or I might not have learned it off QI. But the middle finger is something to do with like a war that happened between France and England. And I don't know if the English soldiers, the English archers, were known for their archery.
Yeah, it's not the middle finger; it's the two fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because those are the fingers that you use to fling the bow.
Yeah, and they used to chop the fingers off the archers when they caught them.
Yeah. So they all like put up the finger. It's like we still have our fingers.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great story.
Think of that next time you give somebody the fingers.
Yeah. I think like even the sign language for like what is Irish is like, oh, I've had a bit of Irish on me. It's like you're dusting off your jacket. It's all very offensive. Shite talk, never based on fact. So then I have another story. This is also inferring a pub. And it's how I actually got my first story.
You're mad about pubs this week?
Yeah, pubs seems to be in my limelight for some reason. And this pub is also a cafe, so I do like a cup of coffee. And it's called Frank's Cafe. It doubles up as a pub at night because, you know, rent is a quite expensive thing to do in the busy streets of London. You want your business is open as long as possible, so you might as well, instead of just having a pub, have a cafe as well. Double up on the business.
Open all day and all night.
Yeah, apparently this place is meant to be quite hipsterish, and it's quite eco-friendly. So they're trying to do an innovative way of taking all their chemicals out of their business as possible and using more natural products. And they came across this toilet that doesn't flush, Ken. That it recycles the waste, it collects the waste and then recycles it. And instead of actually using water and chemicals to clean it and all. They use sawdust, which they leave a cup, and after you're finished in the toilet, you just take a bit of sawdust and you throw it over down the toilet, and apparently members of the public are just meant to know this and are just going to pick up the sawdust and throw it down. And that's the way that they're going to... And apparently the way the toilet's created, it has a vacuum kind of so that the airflow, basically there's barely any smell.
I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah. So like there's a company called Ecolose, and they're kind of a parent company of Compost, and it's like 2 O's because it's meant to be like poo and ust at the end of it. So it's Compost. I guess. Compost Solutions, and they have created environmentally friendly toilet that basically has this, like I said, vacuum. Has it's basically like it's a block, and then there's a toilet seat sat on top of it. It's like, it looks like a fancy, you know, those holes that people just piss into sometimes, and you might squat that down over if you've anywhere been around Southeast Asia or any of these. They have these holes in the ground, but it's basically someone like put a box over the top of that and a toilet lid, and you basically sit and you do your business. It drops then into this kind of box. The box basically has sawdust, and you throw some more sawdust in this. And they have done this clever thing that like tries to take the smell out instead of going up. But they said like it's not foolproof. Sometimes there is a bit of smell. And basically they'll come along and they'll collect the poo and the waste to put in a container, and then use the waste as fertilizer on their farms. So they're basically fertilizing ground with human poo.
Is that not like illegal?
I don't know. It seems like that's what I was just going to say about, like, because like I know they use animal poo as fertilizer, and look, at cows has a load of drugs pumped into them as well. And I don't know why I'm not freaked out about animal poo, but I am freaked out about human poo. Human poo.
Also, something I just thought there, like, it's what they're eco-friendly. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they say they're eco-friendly. Yeah,
but they're sawing down trees to make sawdust.
Yeah. Well, I say these trees are going to be chopped down anyway. I say that's what they're saying, or maybe there's recycled sawdust from like different things. So things like pallets sometimes that are broken are like put it through a chipper thing, or you collect it from like dump, and all wooden things get like made into sawdust and then sold. They might buy the sawdust.
So you actually can use human poo as fertilizer. It's called night soil.
Yeah, night soil. So night soil is human life. I don't know why we've like, obviously it probably has to go through, I don't know, some kind of process. Maybe it doesn't. But it seems kind of like I would use animal poo for some reason over human poo. But I guess shit's shit. And maybe we're the weird ones, Ken.
Yeah, I always thought that you weren't allowed to use human poo.
Well, it's probably safer than animal poo.
Well, I don't know if it'd be safer.
Yeah, so it's basically a bit to cut down the amount of chemical waste that's created from toilets by omitting any chemicals allowed. I remember watching a program last week tonight, and they were talking about, or was it, I think it might have been Vox were doing a thing about flushing toilets. And and they're kind of pointing out if you pissed into the shower like once a day, then you'd save like some ridiculous amount of liters of water every year. Because like I think it's, I don't know, it's like 10 liters a day are caused by like toilet water.
There's 11 litres in a toilet flush.
Yeah, it's 10, 11 litres in a toilet flush. So if you don't flush the toilet once, you save 10 litres. So there's like piss into the shower. If you can time when you have a shower, when you pee, you're saving the planet. So this could be a way of like, instead of flushing the toilet, just because you won't be flushing the toilet, you just piss into this box and then throw some sawdust, and then you're saving.
Well, like, it all depends on how long you spend in the shower, because the shower uses 9 litres a minute.
Yeah, well, like if while you're having a shower, you just take a piss. Like a piss doesn't take a minute; it takes 30 seconds.
Or if you're using an older shower head, if your shower is like kind of old, it's not that modern, it uses 19 litres a minute.
All right, that's weird. 19's a lot of litres. You wouldn't think of that.
Yeah, so like a 5-minute shower uses on average 75 litres of water.
So what about a 15-minute shower?
You're looking at 75 and 75 is 150. You're looking at 225 litres of water.
So women are causing a drought, basically. With their long showers.
That's mad.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it? We're learning a lot today. We're learning that mothers are the intelligent ones of the family, that pissing in the shower saves 10 litres of flush, and we probably learned a lot of other things I just forgot. So that's the. What do you think of it as an idea? I guess to get your reaction would be a good thing for the podcast.
Think of what as an idea? The fucking
eco
the
toilet.
shit, the eco toilet.
Yeah,
that can fuck right
that's
off.
a load of shite. Do you think it's a load of shit? Yeah, I think it's a bit like, because it's in a pub, or like, it's, especially as the night goes on, people aren't throwing that sawdust there, then toilet, or someone's going to fucking throw the bucket of sawdust down the toilet and take a piss on it.
Yeah, somebody's just going to piss into the bucket of sawdust.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, like, but apparently maybe this is a real hipster bar, and they are more civilized than us fucking mentalers on the Shite Hot Podcast show. So maybe the good people of London who likes nice hipster bar won't put piss into the bucket of sawdust and throw the whole thing down the toilet, and will just nicely just take the cup of sawdust, pour out down the toilet, and be on their way. And there won't be a smell.
Do you know what hipsters would do? Hipsters would get caught pissing into the sawdust and just say, "It's modern art, man."
Yeah, but aren't you like urinals? As urinals are just, you piss into thing goes down. Does have to create a female urinal,
like a shiwi.
Well, no, that shiwi's like a dildo to use to piss.
Yeah, but like you'd have to use a shiwi to use a urinal.
Yeah, but I don't think they're the most like watertight objects. If you know what I'm saying, Ken. I don't think they work the best.
I've never used one.
I think I was listening to a person on a TV show before years ago, and she was kind of saying like, it doesn't really work the best. Basically, it comes out sides and it's a bit of a disaster. But yeah, I like, they should like create a female shiwi. Maybe that's what those holes in the ground do.
Maybe.
Yeah. There's a hole in the ground. You walk into a cubicle and there's a hole there. You just piss into it. Be on your way.
Yeah, just piss in it and get up and off you go.
Apparently standing pooing is better for your posture.
Standing pooing?
Yeah, like squatting over is better for your posture than how we do it, where you sit and you lean forward. Really bad for your posture. When you're pooing, so you should like poo as upright as possible.
You've done a lot of shite research this week.
Yeah, like I think this is all these random facts flooding back into my head that mightn't actually be facts. That it probably should preference like facts that mightn't be actual facts, but are definitely facts.
Maybe. There may be facts.
Maybe facts. Hopefully facts.
Possible facts.
Yeah, don't believe the Shite Talk Podcast show. I think is a safe bet when it comes to anything.
Ever.
So what will we get on to? We have is there a final story? Yeah, I think it's our final story. It's your idiot of the week. And it's about a partner who murdered their partner.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
A crime of love.
Yeah, so this woman, her name is Nancy Crampton Brophy, and she has been convicted in Oregon of shooting her 63-year-old husband twice. I think she shot him twice. He was a culinary instructor, and his students found him shot in his school. But the stupid thing, what makes this woman an idiot, is that like a couple of years before she shot him, she wrote an article for a newspaper called "How to Murder Your Husband."
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of getting from this was that you should. So this is what she did, and this is kind of what she said you should do. She had multiple life insurance policies on him, which amounted to 1.4 million, and then she just killed him. And she claimed when the cops found like the murder weapon, so like they found the gun in her house, they found footage of her going to like insurance brokers and taking out life insurance policies. She claimed it was all research for a book.
That's why she killed her husband. She was like researching how to murder her husband, and she's like, the only way I can actually write this book if I have first-hand experience. And what did the police say?
Well, she's now in jail for life.
Yeah, so they said, well, you're under arrest for murder, but you can write your book in prison. So plenty of time to write the book. I actually found this. I was actually watching last night. I don't know the name of the movie. It's on Netflix. It's called. It might be called Bad Daughters or something like that. But it's basically about these two girls who their mother is like an alcoholic. Basically keeps like neglecting them. They have to raise their younger brother. The dad wants something to really do with the family. The mother got full custody of it, and like basically daughters have to take care of the mother as well as the kid, and have this like fantasy of what would be the perfect mother, but never lives up to it. And she just keeps getting them like losing her job, then nearly being kicked out of her house, begging for money, kind of like an alcoholic. And they come to the conclusion that if the mother was to die, that they'd get €170,000 or dollars, because that's in America. And they basically go to high school, and they have like, one of them has a boyfriend, and one of them makes like a friend, and they basically have this group in school that everyone in the school knows about, where they come up with a plan like what's the perfect way to kill the mother. And basically they when the mother dies, everyone in school is like, they definitely killed their mother. They literally spent all of the break in a classroom researching ways of how to kill their mother. And I think, so like, people are like, oh, did you kill your mother? And one of the girls let it slip to like a friend of hers, and basically he goes to the police and basically says, I'd like to report a murder, and they get arrested for like murdering their mother. But it's so obvious. All this, like, everyone in the whole entire school knew you were basically researching how to kill your mother, and as well as that, she then winds up dead in the bathtub. In like any way of the schools to like do any kind of research into what you were looking up on your like lunch breaks, and it was based off a true story. The girls only got like 5 years because they're like juveniles or something. So they got 5 years and they got let out of prison.
I don't know. There's a lot of fucked up shit out there.
Yeah, so it's like it is really weird that like people can be that open that their willingness to kill their whoever. But imagine like they're in their 60s. I imagine they've been married for 40 odd years, let's say.
Yeah.
What broke? What finally made her snap? Was fuck it, I cannot deal with this anymore. Because like what?
He was a better cook, maybe.
Could have been snoring. Maybe he's a better cook. Maybe like his jaw clicks when he eats, and that like kind of annoyed by like 40 years of that jaw clicking. You feel like snapping that jaw off. Maybe
she had enough of his X chromosome.
Yeah, exactly. He had all these thick kids, and it's like this is all his fault. I can't be to blame. They're wasting my genes.
This report came out and she shot him.
Yeah, exactly. So there was another case I remember we were talking about this off air that I had of something similar. I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either.
I have my mother's attention span clearly.
I can't think of it at all.
Yeah, can't think of it either. But there was another case of this. On our that we were talking about that I can't think of. It comes to me.
It'll come to you before next week.
Yeah, I might mention it next week. We got a message, Ken, on our Instagram as well just before.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, some guy messaged us, goes, "Hi, it's Mark?" ?
Right.
So I don't know what to do with that.
Is it still there?
It's there. It's on. If you jump onto it, it's. I think we know him as well. It's on general. So if you click into general, it'll come up as.
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah. Yes, it's this Mark. You messaged me. Do you ever get that someone rings you and are like, hello? As if they're confused who's ringing you. You're like, you rang me.
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck are you, dickhead? Anyway, I'm sure that happens to our listeners as well. We've nearly just hit the hour mark exactly. So it's a good time to end the podcast. We won't go over. We're a good bit over last week. Today we're going to end on time.
And positively,
yeah, exactly. If any of you who's listened to our last podcast, God, he always gets heated over stupid shit. I think the last thing was like housing or something like this. Last kind of like thing that like kind of caused a bit of a rift.
What?
I think it was around housing.
Oh, housing. Yeah, it's always something stupid.
It's always some. I think sometimes one of us probably go looking for an argument, and the other one's just too happily to give it to them.
Like I always think it's funny that just sometimes like when it happens afterwards, we're just like, yeah.
We're so much more reasonable off air than we are on air. It's just like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, like I think sometimes we should just be like, yeah, I just did that for the crack.
Yeah, you know. Right, we get off air and we're like, oh, this could be awkward. And we're just like, yeah, whatever, yeah, see you. Joking. It's like, yeah, I didn't really care about it. I can actually see your point. Yeah, no, you made some good points as well. Yeah. And we could kind of go off our separate ways. On air, it's like no one's given an inch.
Yeah, on air is for entertainment.
Yeah, we're like, I've seen Joe Duffy. He never gives in. I'll never give in.
Didn't he get in trouble for something recently?
Probably. He says a lot of shit.
We should bring back the old complaints line.
To Joe Duffy.
Yeah, send all your complaints to Joe Duffy, care of RTA.
Our next big show, whatever number we pick, we should get Joe Duffy on. He won't come on.
Well, he might. Our show
Or
is basically his show.
or we ring live line.
We have recorded it.
We call her in, except it'll be both of us talking, not one of us. And we're like, "Hi, we're hijacking your show. This is the Shite Podcast show. Welcome, we have Joe Duffy live as a guest on our show."
Funny.
Talk to us, Joe. Talk to us.
Talk to us, Joe.
So I'll tell you what we have come up on the show today, Joe, and you're going to give us your opinion on these things. Any of your callers want to get involved, you can give the number.
I wonder how long it would take for him to hang up.
First of all, I think there's a 10-second gap between what goes on air and what actually the person hears. I'm pretty sure that button, as soon as we go, we're taking over, gets hit. So, not a lot, I imagine.
Oh, it would be funny.
Maybe he's like, no, I want to see where this goes. I'm hoping to get fired.
Yeah. I'm making too much money.
Yeah, you ever see this? Simpsons did something like that. It's like, no, let him go. I'm hoping to get fired. So yeah, that's our show today. And our plan for our next special show, whenever that number is.
Yeah, we'll have to try and figure that one out.
Yeah. So yesterday was a bit of last week was a bit of an argument. This week was educational. Made some sweet statements, but it is the Shite Talk Podcast show. Probably said a lot of shite that you shouldn't actually listen to or believe or reiterate, because it's probably not true. But do your own research. That's what we suggest.
No, don't start that.
Facts are fluid. It can be whatever you want them to believe.
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, we'll be back next week. We already went over. Talk to you then.
Good luck.
No.